everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. But today we are talking about The Biggest Loser. Once again, it's episode 4 in the lives of the blue and the red teams. Well, what should I say?
On this episode, it was terrible once again, but it had some funny moments once in a while. You know, this is, whenever they have these stupid reality shows, they always have to have that one episode where the people call home to their stupid families that no one cares about, and they're like, oh, I miss you, oh, I miss you, and I'm like, shut up, I don't care. But you know what? They want to do that to stretch out the show, and so instead of showing the nutrition, the workout, showing the details of these people losing weight, they choose to show the soap opera drama crap.
It's personal stuff.
Personal stuff that should not be shared on camera. I mean, they could show a little bit, like maybe have like a little montage of everyone saying hello. Like, just really quickly, too. Hello, 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 not hello.
Into their whole
We're going to linger and show a little kid with his shirt off and all that stupid crap that shouldn't be on the show. Has nothing to do with the show. We didn't talk about this last week, but there was, last week, one of the contestants in the therapy session, he was like, this guy, I don't know what his name is, but this one guy, I don't know. He said that this, my friend here, he taught me a lot about the gay community. And so this episode, he gets on the camera and he's talking to his little kids, like 12 and 14. If you ever want to say anything to me, which is just disgusting. Really, it is gross. The kids their age should not be worrying about sexuality, and just because you talk to a gay person doesn't mean that everyone is automatically gay.
And plus the fact that they're in middle school.
Yeah, it's really
and
sick.
I don't think they appreciate.
Disgusting.
I don't know.
Yeah, and if I was
they're not
going to
say anything about anything.
I would be so pissed off that we have this show that can be watched by any kid in school, and they're going to watch the show and see this dad telling them that, like, oh, you ever want to talk about anything? and you know what else? It has nothing to do with losing weight. And that's the other irritating thing.
That really doesn't.
There was a big agenda with that issue in this episode. Lots of agenda bullshit that really took away from the whole fact that the show is called The Biggest Loser. And then there was something else. I do think that this was a good element to introduce this other element. They had this other woman, and she had a video call with her mom, who looks like a witch, and she probably
attack.
She probably is a witch. Well, it is a personal attack. I'm glad that you know that. and what happened was she revealed that her parents abused her as a kid, and that they put her on a diet in middle school, or putting her all these weight loss programs.
They put her on a Jenny Craig weight loss program in middle school.
Yeah, that's
in 6th grade.
Yeah,
which is middle school.
That's really sick.
I'm freaked out. That's for adults.
Yeah. But you know what? That's an effect that this show has. People watch this show. Probably in fact, I guarantee that if the witch was watching this video, that she would see this and she would acknowledge that she probably watched The Biggest Loser and she saw that they were encouraging that diet, and that then she would apply that to her kid because the show was doing that. And I think that's a huge negative effect that this show has, is you could have a parent watching the show, because that's really the main audience of this show. Middle-aged, deranged people who don't know anything about fitness, who have no idea what to do with losing weight. And they see this show and they say, "Oh, I should have my kids start doing this kind of thing." The Biggest Loser. It should influence what my child does, so that he can lose weight or she can lose weight.
Well, I just want to point out that they didn't show everybody's call in length. What they did was, in their group
therapy,
where they're in a beautiful room in the lodge. They were outside, which was very beautiful, of course, New Mexico. Anyway, that's when the girl revealed to everybody that her mother did that, and it was very interesting. They showed the other contestants' faces, which many of them are parents, and they did not like that. They thought that was terrible that they made, and so they were very oh, I can see why that girl is so upset.
Yeah.
Because she did say, I don't know, she said it the very first thing she said when Bob was talking, saying, "Well, how was this call?" And she said, "Well, we don't have a good emotional connection or something." I'm like, why would she say that? And why would she call her if they don't have? But maybe there's just nobody else. But
there's no one else like with that kid from MasterChef who doesn't even have a family that likes him.
But anyway, and then that's when she proceeded to tell everybody about what her family had done.
Yeah.
And that just freaked me out. And
well, it was a great element to introduce into the show.
Yeah, it was because some people as parents still today would do stuff like that.
It's unfortunate because they didn't really take the opportunity to educate people. Once again, the last episode, I think, was the one with the birthday cake. They should have taken that episode as an opportunity to educate people on healthy birthday cake options. And this episode, they should have taken an opportunity to educate people on how to make obese kids healthier.
Well, what tips. That's one thing they could do. Every episode have a tip section on whatever, and they could have a lead-in, just like that woman and her childhood.
I mean, it is a game show.
Yeah, I know, but I think it would be helpful. Well, how much they want to burn some time, like they did
with the emotional shit.
The first couple of calls, they did show quite a bit of the call.
Way too much.
And instead of doing that, which to me, those are personal calls. I feel uncomfortable listening to that. I never like it on any of these shows when they start going on and on about personal stuff. I don't like it. And anyway, I think that would be helpful. Because now Marco's talking about a birthday cake, maybe tips on having a healthy birthday cake.
Well, we went through that last episode.
Yeah, but I mean, tips, we're having something to lead into the tip. Yeah. And then do a tip. It doesn't have to be long. Think about Sesame Street. If you want to go back to the basics, what they do. I mean, come on, really? I mean, that would be very helpful. Because I'm sure there's people who watch this show who are looking to see what they could do at home to lose weight. And it's just not right.
This show's not going to help them. You should not watch The Biggest Loser for tips on weight loss. You should go on YouTube, and there's plenty of good channels. A lot of them have mixed information. I mean, a lot of them, they're good in some ways and bad in others, but they're a lot better than listening to The Biggest Loser. And we brought that up because it's also a part of who gets eliminated, because we don't really care about spoilers, because this isn't that type of a show. You guys, probably a lot of people watching don't even watch the show. They just want to watch me make fun of it.
Well, just to be, I'm still not going to reveal who lost, and I don't think it matters.
I will. It's the girl named Dolores, the African-American girl that's left.
She's from Chicago.
She's the only one left. The other one got sent home, I think, last week or the week before.
The other two people.
The first episode. I said women. I said African-American women.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, you knew right away
Because
when they had the weigh-in.
she lost a single pound.
She only lost a pound. That's
And
like the kiss of death for anybody.
Everyone was like, uh-oh, like, oh no.
And I'm trying to think, what was the next least amount?
But the thing was that it was hilarious because everyone was acting horrified that she lost a healthy amount of weight.
Yeah, in a week.
Like,
Which, in the real world, that would be totally acceptable.
She lost 1 pound.
And when they showed her at home, they actually showed her on the road because apparently in her job of working with young adults, she
has to travel.
She has to travel a lot, which is another problem.
That would also be another opportunity to educate people.
That's right.
On how to travel without going off your diet.
Right.
Or maybe I don't know. I don't think they believe in cheat meals, but that could be something, a part of it for traveling.
She did look good, but I mean, that's hard because she's fighting kind of an uphill battle in comparison to everybody else if they don't have a job that makes them travel all the time.
She's healthily losing. Yeah, that's not a word. Healthily? Is healthily a word?
She's doing it in the most healthy way.
Is healthily a word?
Or the healthiest way.
Is healthy?
We'll just say the healthiest way.
Yeah, okay.
Well, whatever.
And then, but the other girl who's supposed to go home, who's on the other team, she's the abused girl. And so I was hoping that she would get to stay there so that she would get further help from these people who aren't going to abuse her.
Right, because you could see the people who were parents in the group, they were horrified to hear what parents had done. So you knew it wasn't a good thing if you even thought it was.
I do think that this episode is really problematic because, and I say problematic meaning it's just not a good episode because most of it doesn't even have to do with weight loss. And that's another thing, is that at least the old show, it was a horrible show. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to humanity. But it was hilarious. It was entertaining. And it always had something to do with weight loss. This episode was barely about weight loss at all.
Yeah, I don't like all this personal...
We already talked about the gay stuff, and then we talked about her. And now let's talk about the little tiny weight stuff. They're still doing box jumps, very unhealthy for them. The guy, one of the guys, he was about to pass out on the treadmill.
Yeah, I thought he might even be having a heart attack. Because I think he might be there's a woman. He and a woman seem to be the oldest members. And that's not saying a lot. I'm not talking about in the 60s. I'm talking about younger than that. And they had actually had somebody with a doctor or a medical professional run over to him.
And I'm glad to see, here's a good difference. In the other show, what they would do is they would scream in his face and they would say, "You're just hallucinating! You're not really gonna pass out, you weak piece of shit! Keep going!" And in this show, you know, they stop everything and, you know, they do the healthy thing to do and they check up on him and don't let him die. Because in the last show, people would get injured and they get taken off the show. I mean, I remember you didn't watch as much as me. I remembered one of the season's first episodes. There was this old man and he was working out and he passed out on the treadmill on the first day.
Oh my God.
And he got taken off the show.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you go on The Biggest Loser. And that's why I'm saying, do not look at The Biggest Loser for health advice. Look at it to laugh at these stupid people doing stupid shit with these stupid trainers. I mean, you have the alien trainer, the female trainer, and she is crying the whole episode because she wants to make it all about her and how she failed as a trainer and blah, blah, blah. And it's so sickening to watch her make it everything about herself. Because, the opening minutes of the show, she's crying over herself. And it's like, what does this have to do with weight loss? What does this have to do with these people here who are losing weight? Are you really? Is this about you? And then you have the other doofus trainer, the guy trainer who,
Actually, he didn't say that much.
the egomaniac.
He was pretty quiet.
And he comes in there and he's consoling her, and he's comforting her, and it's like, what does this have to do with the show? This is so stupid, and so just nothing to do with the actual show. And then they do this little competition, and it went by in like 2 seconds. And I thought it was okay because I like how they're doing this functional exercise where, they're weren't they rowing a boat together and everything? Like, that's functional.
Yeah, they were in a raft, actually.
That's functional.
And they were rowing as a team, and like, some of them weren't. The team that lost, they were not. One of the women, I believe,
She lost her paddle.
She lost her paddle. And then they weren't rowing in sync. You watch any Olympic event where the rowing, I can't think what it's called, but part of the success is to row in unison, together in a rhythm, and the other team was doing that, actually, so they won. So anyway, and they had less. Well, they have fewer
less people.
So that's pretty good.
So all in all, I give this episode an F-. And the reason is because it was not a Biggest Loser episode. It was an episode of what's the stupid dumb F soap opera reality shows? What are the popular ones now? The popular ones.
The one with the rose.
The stupid Bachelor, the Bachelorette, all those fake people, stupid people on these stupid shows, the Survivor shit.
Well, I've watched
all those
that.
shows.
Actually, I'd like to watch this season. I think I'm changing my mind and want to watch it.
Well, this wasn't the Biggest Loser. This was that show, and that was my big issue. Even though I did find that stuff hilarious and entertaining, and a perfect opportunity to make fun of people on this YouTube video, it was just not good. And it's not good that I'm spending 5 minutes talking about child abuse when I should be talking about weight loss.
Okay, well, I give it a C again, but I thought it was a good thing that the woman had. It wasn't a good thing that she had this experience, but it was a good thing for people to learn about this kind of thing happening, and that it isn't a good thing to do. And then it also, you can go and complain about something, and then they'll say, well, what are you going to do about it? Or what do you think needs to be changed to make it better? Well, I think one thing they could do is have a tip time and cut down on this group therapy thing. Maybe they're trying to show the benefits of it, which I know therapy is good for people, but this therapy is shown in front of millions of people. And to me, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, they're agreeing to it. They must sign a paper or something, but I don't care for it.
And then, do we even want to talk about Bob?
No,
What about Bob? Remember that movie? Have you seen that movie?
No.
With Bill Murray?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
The only thing I'm still freaking out because he had this massive heart attack. Well, actually, it was just he had a heart attack. You didn't really hear what kind of heart attack, but it was so bad he wasn't allowed to exercise for a whole year. And he did walk along the beach or something, but all of the exercising he did.
He just gets worse and worse on this Reboot show. I mean, you weren't around, but I said that he was a great choice for a host in the first episode. But ever since then, he's been terrible. I mean, this episode in particular, he was really creepy and kind of just weird. I mean, it's just, he's not good. He's not a good host. He doesn't seem really supportive of these people at all. He seems more like he's just playing a part or something.
Well, he is playing a part that he's unaccustomed to doing. He's used to being on the ground, right in there with them.
Because he's a workoutaholic.
Yeah, he's a workaholic.
So anyway, that's it.
Okay, everybody. Well, we'll be coming up with more content. Please subscribe.
And like
press
this
like,
video, all that crap. And so, goodbye, everybody!